Welcome back to the Motivational Monday edition of the morning show. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, you saw them right at the top of the show as they ushered us in to this morning's edition of the show. They are the Soweto spiritual singers who have performed and showcased their talent at theatres across the globe, selling out shows in Europe, in the UK, and just across the African continent. Some of their notable achievements, including performing at President Nelson Mandela's 91st birthday, performing at the closing ceremony of the 2014 Commonwealth Games that were held in Glasgow, as well as recording a soundtrack for the Broadway and Disney production movie of The Lion King with the Lebuan. Let's find out more from them. Hosi got to sit down with them.
Siama Zumelo, Siama Zumelo, Siama Zubaba, Siama Zubaba, Siama Zumelo, Siama Zumelo, Siama Zubaba, Siama Zubaba.
Now, if there's anything we're blessed with in South Africa in terms of talent, choral music has to be amongst the top few. I actually remember growing up and there was a show every Saturday it used to play where you hear all the choirs singing. And towards the end of last year, Lady Smith Black Mambazo sat on these very seats right here. And today, befitting of the term legendary, we're joined by the co-founders of the Soweto spiritual singers, siblings Nkululeko and Vicky Vilakazi, joining us right here on TMS. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning to you.
How are you guys doing?
No, we're doing
good.
well.
We can't complain.
Can't complain.
Fantastic. It's good to have you guys here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us and celebrating the beautiful work that you both do through the Soweto Spiritual Singers.
Yes.
But I want to firstly find out the name, you know, because it sounds a little close to Soweto Gospel Choirs, Spiritual Singers.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more of the story behind the name. I'll start with you.
Born and bred in Soweto, so we are Sowetans.
Yeah.
And then the spiritual part of it is our music. It's not only gospel, it is spiritual music. When you play a djembe, it is spiritual. When you dance, it's spiritual. We are human beings. So that is why our music mixes even the world songs. It's not only church music. We have also crossovers. So we are Soweto spiritual singers to cover who we are as an African child as well.
Oh, okay. So it's not necessarily stuck to gospel music only.
No.
not
Okay.
at all.
Our shows, like this show has its own theme, and next time we'll be writing a different theme under Soweto Spiritual Singers and create another theatre production. So it depends on the theme of the show at that season.
Okay, I like that because it keeps it nice and diverse the whole time. It
And it
doesn't keep it
evolves.
stuck into one thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
I like that very much. Now, one of the things that I also know that you formed, other than just the choir, you've also formed the Vilakazi Entertainment Group, which sounds very exciting actually, you know, how the name goes beyond the music. Tell us a little bit more about that, Nkululeko.
No, look, Vilakazi Entertainment Group, it's an umbrella.
Yeah.
So under it, we have created a lot of other productions. So we have Soweto Spiritual Singers, and then we have Soweto Afro Pop Opera. 5 guys, you know, classical musical instruments, and then we've got a theatrical musical piece called African Dream.
Yeah.
That begins to interrogate if the dream as South Africans after 1994 was the real dream that we're all hoping for. So it's a whole spectrum of things that we do, but beyond just theater and entertainment, as we call it, entertainment group. So we've got other things we do, recording other artists, we're doing events, we're doing, you know, the communications part. So it's a broader company that covers all these other aspects in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. I'm really interested because you're mentioning quite a different array of not just music, but arts as well.
Yeah.
But let me maybe focus more on music. Where did music start for you? Did you grow up in a house where there was always music? Because, I mean, to be running with it as what you're doing, there must have been lots of music in the house.
Yeah, for me, I started singing 9 months before my birth. while I was in my mother's womb, Mama was busy going here and there. They used to go to school with my father, preaching this, singing, forming groups.
Yeah.
And then when we were born, we had a family group. So we grew up singing as a family. We've got the other sister of ours who's not here. She's always a theater creator. And then when you grow up, your father is a pastor.
Sure.
You have to be at church on Sunday.
Yeah, and
Whether you like it
you're
or
on
not.
the stage,
And
you're part of the
you've
worship
got to
team.
lead the song.
And you have to play that keyboard.
And
in
you
church.
play the keyboard.
And he has to play the keyboard. You have no
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
So even though we were forced into doing those things, but they shaped us. They made us who we are. They made the art in us come alive. So when we came, we grew up and we had our own choice and we started choosing this path. Those things contributed and they've helped us a lot.
Tell us about the formation of the group per se. How did that come about?
As South Africans, we most of the time undermine our ability and our space in the international space. So as a result, we always want to sound like overseas people. And then we said, but we can sound like ourselves and export our music internationally and make a difference as Africans. You know, and I think the experience also, as Vicky says, I mean, she was part of Joya's celebration, Family Factory, and all that growing up also shaped her into these ensembles. And when we had our own time, Vicky was busy with another production in Netherlands, and then she met these other guys that we were able to work with initially to take us overseas. And she pitched the idea, said, look, we've got a choir, are you guys not interested? And they said, no, we are. So we started putting up the show together, and she was touring with them in Europe, and then we put the choir together. We did rehearsals at the back room of our house. Everyone was there. Mama was cooking for everyone. We had, you know, so that's how it started.
But now the big news is the Joburg Theatre. Tell us a little bit more about the show. The 31st of March, April is going to be amazing. Tell us about that.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting to be home on the home ground.
With what we know of what gospel choirs in our home country is, it's totally different from the normal shows you would go to. It's theatrical, you laugh, it's a journey. There's narration that tells us why this song is there. You know, so we've got a long list of a repertoire that covers not only just gospel, as you said earlier. South Africa is in for something they've never seen.
I'm starting to feel excited because you're talking about choirs, you're talking theater, narration, storytelling, all of it put together on stage. It sounds like a beautiful combination. Before we wrap up our time together, where can people find tickets? Because I'm sure if I'm this excited, there's someone who's watching right now saying, I want to be there, Kosi. Where do I go? Where can you get tickets?
So you go to the www.joburgtheatre.com. You'll find tickets there, or you do the web ticket, which you can find in most of the Pick and Pay outlets.
So make sure that you get your tickets and join this musical ensemble, this beautiful combination, this melting pot of talent, if I might say, of storytelling that's going to be happening at the Joburg Theatre between the 31st of March and the 2nd of April. You don't want to miss it. From the rest of the globe enjoying it. And now it's our time to feast into it. Taking a quick ad break, stay with us.